Hi, my name's Giovanni, but you can call me Gio. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how to export your videos in the correct way and how to get the 21:9 cinescope view without the black bars. But it's actually coffee time right now, so first, let's get some coffee. The first problem I encountered was the difference between my monitor at home and my monitor at work. My computer screen is a 21:9 monitor and it has a resolution of 2560 by 1080. My computer screen at work has a higher resolution of 3440 by 1440. But this is also being marketed as 21:9. But if we're gonna scale, we can actually see that a couple of pixels are not fitting. That's because the aspect ratio between these monitors is not the same and not 21:9. Alright, so right now we are in Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm going to show you what the best way is to actually get a CinemaScope view on YouTube. First, I'm going to show you the way you're not supposed to do this and also explain why you should not do this. And that is, I'm gonna try to do this as quick as possible. If you're gonna have a full HD footage, so let's say DSLR, and I've seen a lot of people do this, you're gonna get something like this. It's 1920 by 1080, it's 16:9, yeah, okay, that's all right. You're just gonna put that in there, you're gonna keep existing settings, whatever, and just do something like this. And then people would make an adjustment layer, put a crop on that, and then for top 13% and bottom 13% as well. Now, as you can see, and I'm gonna put the save margins up here, and here you can see, yes, we do have the black bars. If you're watching on a 16:9 screen, you're probably thinking, I don't see any difference. Or if you're watching this on a TV, you're not going to see any difference of what it normally is. The black bars, they're also showing on a 21:9 screen. So for everyone who's watching this on a 21:9 screen right now, 50% of your screen is footage, and the other 50% is just black darkness, just darkness. So this is not the right way to do it, because 21:9 screens, they're getting much more popular. A lot more people have them right now, and this is it's just a shame, because a lot of things are just going to get to waste at that moment. So we're going to delete that adjustment layer. We're also going to delete that sequence. Then the logical way would be to look at your own monitor and think, hey, this monitor is actually 2560 by 1080. Maybe I need to make a 2560 by 1080 resolution. So just 2560 by 1080. Now keep in mind, these monitors are being marketed as 21:9, so this aspect ratio should now skip to 21:9. When we actually put this on the resolution that the screen actually is, the monitor itself, it is not showing 21:9, it's showing 64:27, so that's a little odd. But that's because 21:9 is only used as a kind of marketing term. It makes it more understandable that it is a wider aspect than 16:9. Mathematically, it's not correct, but that doesn't really matter in marketing. So 64:27 is actually the aspect ratio we're working with. If you are going to go for a higher resolution, so you're going for 1440p, you're actually having an ultra HD, ultra widescreen, then the vertical would be 1440p and the horizontal would be 3440. And here we have an aspect ratio of 43:18. So yeah, this is where it gets a little weird. After a lot of trying different things, I found out that the best way to do this is to actually go back to 1920 by 804. And I'm going to explain this because the aspect ratio here is 160 by 67. And that is because the right export you're going to need is 2560 by not 1080, but 1072. And then you're going to get 160-67 again. The reason why I'm actually making this 1072 instead of 1080 is because the aspect ratio between a full HD and an Ultra HD monitor is a little bit different. When I exported and uploaded my footage in 1080p, but ultra wide, and I would upload it to YouTube, when watching it on a 4K screen, what would actually happen is that the right and left sides would be cropped down. Now that is not something I wanted. I wanted to have the full wide aspect and wanted from left to right to have every pixel filled. With this aspect ratio, what's going to happen is that if you are going to upscale this to 4K or if this is going to be 1440p, the only thing that's going to be cropped a little is the up and down. Now that is not really a big problem. It's maybe 3 rows of pixels, so it's not that big of a deal. This is actually the golden resolution that you should work at that moment. So just keep this and this aspect ratio in mind for if you're working in full HD. This, however, is only the export setting. As you can see, the preview needs to be 1920 by 804. This is what the video preview is going to be, but we are also going to change the sequence to this. And then we are at the same aspect ratio again. So we're going to use this. Keep existing settings, and as you can see, now you've got a cinemascope-ish look. You can even do some pan and scanning if you want to. But if I'm going to watch this on full screen, people that have a 16:9 screen are going to have a black bar on top and a black bar down. But for people who are watching this on a 21:9 monitor, they're going to have their monitor completely filled, if they're going to have it on full screen right now. So okay, this is going to be your footage. You want to export this, and how are you going to do it? Well, the problem is you're at 1920 by 804. Are you going to export it in this? I would not advise that. And that is because there are only 2 types of ultra-wide monitors, and that is 1080p and 1440p. There is no monitor that exists in 804. So we need to scale this up again, because if we don't, and we're going to export it like this, as 804p, the thing that's going to happen is that YouTube itself is going to upscale it to 1080. It's not going to look that good anymore. So what we want to do is we want Premiere to be the one that is doing the upscaling. First, we're going to select the YouTube 2160p 4K. And the reason why I'm doing this is because automatically it will already change the level to 5.2, which you will need if you're going to go to higher resolutions instead of just 1080p 16:9. So we're actually going to change this. This is already checked because we don't want to maintain the aspect ratio. We want to go, the height needs to be 1072. And the width actually needs to be 2560. So just the same width as your standard ultra-wide monitor. And now it looks perfect. What's going to happen now is that the bitrate that you're using, which in this case is 40, I think that's too much, but I'm just going to keep it at that. All the processing is now used for just your footage. Nothing is being used for black bars or anything else. And the whole exporting process from Premiere is now taking care of actually upscaling it to the right way. And this way, there's no way that this is going to look weird in any way. It's gonna look good on a 1440p ultra-wide monitor, but also on a 1080p. It's gonna look okay on a mobile phone or on a tablet. And yes, you're still gonna have the black bars on a 16:9 screen, but that is only on the 16:9 screen. And on 16:9 screens, so like TVs or just standard computer monitors, it is not really a big problem because we are used that most times movies have these black bars. But if you have the privilege of actually owning a 21:9 screen, you will get full glory, all full screen on your monitor when exporting it like this. After you've done all the settings and actually the audio is being taken care of as well, be sure to save the preset as YouTube, let's just call it 21:9 1440. 1440p. Now, why is this 1440p? With this resolution, YouTube will detect the width of the video and automatically it will actually make it capable of going to 1440p. That also means that your bitrate is going to be improved as well. Not the bitrate on here, but YouTube is going to allow to let the video be uploaded on a higher bitrate because the resolution is a little bit higher. In some way, this is actually cheating, but really, I've done many different tests with different resolutions and different frame rates, different bit rates or anything like that. This makes sure that your full HD footage is going to be looking as good as possible on YouTube itself, especially when you're watching it in 21:9. And also very simple, if you are needing the right resolution for your 21:9 1440p screen, you can basically just go like 1440 and 3440. And this is the right resolution for your 1440p screen. Because the scaling from Ultra HD to Full HD is actually being done a little bit better, so you're not gonna have troubles with left and right being cut off. This is something that happens if you go from Full HD to Ultra HD. That is why the height needs to be 1070, because that way it will scale it correctly. So yeah, I'm also going to use these settings to export this complete video, so hopefully you will have enough evidence to actually look at it and say, yes, this is the best way to actually do a 20:9 cinematic image. Alright, so hopefully this tutorial was very helpful for you. If it was, be sure to like this video and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you think I should have changed anything or I did anything wrong, please go to the comment section and let me know so I can change it. And maybe I did something completely wrong and you are in the right here. We are gonna try to be better filmmakers together. So let's help each other out. And see you guys next Friday.